Good morning once again, students.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So you can see the tab, right? Dividend price, DP approach, dividend price. Yes, you can see. So yesterday we left till what? We left till the cost of calculating the preference shares, isn't it? We ended up there, and then we discussed a little bit about the cost of equity share capital, and we found that there are four different methods of calculating the cost of equity share capital, which are dividend approach, dividend plus growth approach, earnings approach, and realized yield approach. So we are starting with the first one. We will do all four today, okay? So we are starting with the first one. It is dividend price. It is also known as DP approach. Okay. So you write the underlined ones. You can see the part underlined on your screen. You write KE. First you give the heading cost of equity share capital. After that you write dividend price or DP approach. Dividend price or DP approach, you write that. And then you write the formula. KE equals to DP divided by NP or MP. Write this formula in your copy. KE equals to DP divided by NP or MP. KE equals to DP divided by NP or MP. NP or MP. Okay. Then you write where KE equals to cost of equity share capital, where KE equals to cost of equity share capital. Then you write DP equals to dividend up share. Dividend up share. That means the amount of dividend. Okay. DP means the amount of dividend to be paid on each share. So DP equals to dividend up share. And last NP equals to NP or MP. This is equals to net proceeds per share or current market price per share. Net proceeds per share or current market price per share. Okay, have you written? So KE equals to cost of equity share capital, DP equals to dividend up share, and NP equals to net proceeds per share or current market price per share. Whatever will be given in the question, you will take that. Okay. So after writing this formula, we will solve this sum and we'll understand after solving this sum that how the things will be given and how will you use those given elements in your formula and solve the sum. The question says, no need to write the question, you can write it later on. It says the market price of a share is rupees 240 and a company plans to pay a dividend of rupees 15 per share. Find the cost of equity market. Find the cost of equity share. It will be find the cost of equity share. So the market price is given to you. It is rupees 240. That means it is the denominator, isn't it? This is the denominator of the formula. and the company plans to pay a dividend of directly rupees 15 is given to you. Had it been a percentage, then we would have calculated the dividend of share and then we would have put that amount in the numerator part. But here directly dividend of rupees 15 per share has been mentioned. So you will simply write KE equals to 15 by 240. First you will write KE equals to DP by NP, MP here, DP by MP, and you will substitute DP with rupees 15 and MP with rupees 240 and solve it. Then you will get 6.25%. First you will get in point 0.0625, then you will multiply with 100 and you will convert it into percentage. So you will get 6.25%. 6.25%. If done, please tell me.
Done, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Then let us move on to the second formula. Give the heading again. Dividend price plus growth approach. 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 So here the first part of the formula will be just equal to the last formula, that is dividend price approach. We had a formula, right? This first part of this new formula is going to be exactly same, only this growth factor will be added here. This growth factor is what? This is the growth factor of dividend. Okay, how the dividend amount is growing year by year, that is this factor. If it is given in your question, then you will use this formula. All right, we will see an example also, then we will understand how this will be given in your question. All right, so after writing the heading, you write the formula. KE equals to this underlined formula you write from your screen. KE equals to BP divided by NP, KE equals to DP divided by NP plus growth. DP divided by NP plus growth. where KE equals to cost of equity share capital, where KE equals to cost of equity share capital, D, capital D or DP you can write, equals to dividend per share. We're writing in different way so that both ways you understand what is the meaning of DP or D. So D is equals to dividend per share. Then NP equals to net proceeds per share. NP equals to net proceeds per share. Net proceeds per share. It can be market price per share also. Okay, whatever information will be given to you, you will apply that information. So let us write NP. It can be MP also. In case market price is given, you will use MP, not NP. So you write NP equals to net proceeds per share slash you can write MP equals to market price per share slash MP equals to market price per share. and G equals to growth rate of dividend. And G is equals to growth rate of dividend. Growth rate of dividend. If it is done, then let us see the example. You can see an example on your screen. This approach is easy for me. I am not sending every picture of each and every page every time. I'm clicking it on cam scanner and automatically I can send you 3 pages. It's very easy. We are learning, no, each day we are learning, and so we teachers also, we did not know this COVID situation will come, and we have to learn and then learn new processes of delivering knowledge. I did not know, so I'm learning in the process. Okay, I'll try to make the learning process better, and you should also come up with your feedback. Okay, if you are facing any problem in my way of teaching, if you are seeing that ma'am is going too fast, the way she is sharing things is not understandable, whatever is the feedback you should give me from time to time. If it is bad, I will be happy so that I can also understand my fault and then rectify it and deliver in a better way. Okay, so you please give me feedback if you have any. Good, bad, good. If it is good, then also give. If it is bad, then also give feedback. Okay. All right, so let us see the example how the question will look like if it is related to the growth model, that means dividend price plus growth approach. Here in this example, again, no need to write the question, just try to understand. The market price of share is rupees 140 and a company plans to pay a dividend of rupees 8 per share. So here the market price of the share is given, it is rupees 140, and the company is planning to pay a dividend of how much? Rupees 8 per share. Okay, so the dividend numerator is rupees 8. The growth rate in dividends is estimated at the rate of 10%. Now the growth rate is given to you. When this growth rate will be given, then you will have to understand that this is the second formula. Okay, so the growth rate in dividend is estimated at the rate of 10%. Growth rate will always be given in percentage. This is a rate, and rate is measured in terms of percentage in the best way possible. Okay, so growth rate will be given in percentage. Then find out the cost of equity capital. So you will use the second formula and substitute the values. In place of DP or D, you write rupees 8. In the numerator, MP is given, not MP, it is MP now, market price. It is given, so you write 140 in the denominator. Then you add the growth rate, which is 10%. Now we will not write 10% because the other part of the formula is not in percentage. That will come in a fraction. So this 10% also you will write in fraction. 10% means 0.10. Understood? 0.10 you will write, and then you will divide 8 by 140 and add 0.10. Tell me when you are finished. When you are done, you tell me, okay? Done. Ramakrishna has completed. Have you got the same answer, Ramakrishna? It is 15.71. Is it the same answer in the screen that you are seeing?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Fine. Then let us move on to the third formula. Let us quickly move on to the third formula. It is earnings price. This is also called, this is not price earning. This is earnings price. Okay. EP approach. This is earnings price approach. You give the heading, write C and then write earnings price EP approach. Earnings price approach. Then you write the formula which you are seeing in underlined form in your screen, that you write. KE equals to EP divided by NP KE equals to EP divided by NP, where KE equals to EP divided by NP, where KE equals to cost of equity share capital. Same thing. Cost of equity share capital. Then EP equals to earnings per share now. This is not dividend per share anymore, where we will now take earnings per share. Earnings per share, and NP equals to net proceeds per share or market price per share, whichever will be given. EP equals to earning per share or earnings per share. NP or MP equals to net proceeds or market price per share. Okay. Let us see an example. How will it look like? Don't need to write the question. Just read. The average expected average earnings per share of a company is ₹9. Now when we will do the real problems. No, this we are doing just to understand that what can be the information given and how will you use which formula in what case. When we will do the real problems, after finishing of the set of formula, we will see that the earnings per share will not be directly given to you. You will have to calculate first the earnings per share given from the given information in the problem, and then you will have to put that earnings per share amount in the numerator of the formula. Okay. But let us now deal with this example, this easy example. Here it is mentioned the expected average earnings per share of a company is ₹9 and the current market price of the share is ₹80. So simple. In numerator you will put 9 and denominator you will put 80. No growth rate, nothing is there. So simply you will put ₹9 in place of EP and ₹80 in place of MP in the denominator. Do and see whether you're getting the same answer as in the book. 11.25% you're getting or not. Just check.
Same answer.
Ma'am, same answer.
Okay, fine, good. Then let us check out the next problem. Now see here, what is it talking? All of you look at your screen. A company's current earnings are ₹1,50,000. Okay, the number of share are 12,000. Here directly EP is not given to you. It is saying company's current earnings are ₹1,50,000 and number of shares is 12,000. What will be EP then? Earnings per share. What will be earnings per share? Huh? Earnings are 1,50,000. Number of shares are 12,000. What will be earnings per share?
12.5.
How you got? You divided 1,50,000 by 12,000, right?
12,000. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So in denominator you will write the number of shares and numerator you will write the total earnings. Okay, great. Then let's see what are given. The market price of the share is rupees 200. That is given to you. And the growth rate of dividends is estimated at 9%. Okay. Now the growth rate is mentioned and earnings per share can be calculated and the market price is mentioned. So will you get panic that which formula should we use? Earnings per share, market price, and growth approach was there in dividend per share. So what will you do now? No, it's very easy. Earnings per share is written in terms of the earnings of the shareholders, and dividend per share is written in terms of the company's dividend payment. Isn't it? Concept and approach is same, only the terms are different. Earnings per share is for the shareholders, whereas dividend per share is for the company's record maintaining. Isn't it? So you can also add the growth rate in this formula as well. Understood? If the earning per share and the market price or net proceed is given and the growth rate is given, you will transform the formula of EP by NP by adding that growth rate. Simple. Understood? In your screen, you can see EP is written as dividend per share because EP is also earnings per share as well as dividend per share for the records of the company. That's why you will write EP equals to earnings per share also you can write. You should write earnings per share rather. So you write EP equals to earnings per share, MP equals to market price of the share and G equals to growth rate of dividend. Then you will substitute EP in the numerator as 12.50. Here you have calculated EPS by dividing 1,50,000 by the total number of shares. You are getting 12.50 as
Earnings and dividend are same. EP and
concept is
DP.
same. Concept is same because earnings per share means what? This is the this you are dividing the in total earnings by the number of shares, isn't it? And dividend, that means you are paying it to the shareholders, isn't it? Dividend is getting paid from the company to the shareholders. So that is an earning for the shareholders or not? The dividend,
Yes.
yeah. So that concept is same, but sometimes the calculation can vary because dividend depends on the percentage of dividend that has been decided. Whereas earnings per share will be dependent on the total earnings, and when you divide the number of shares, directly you get EPS. But concept is same. In this case, you can use both the formula, dividend per share as well as earnings per share. Understood?
Okay.
Yeah. So EPS, EP you write earning per share, then MP you write market price, and G you write growth rate of dividend. Then substitute and check whether the calculations are correct or not. Is it done? 9% means 0.09, not 0.90, okay? 9% means 0.09. 0.9 means 90%. So 9% means 0.09. So it will be 12.50 by 200 plus 0.09. Then calculate. You will get in point. Then you will multiply 100 and transform it into percentage.
15.25.
Correct, no?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, good. Fine then. The last one, let us quickly finish it off. it is the fourth approach, which is called realized yield approach. Okay, here no specific formula is used. Why? You read this paragraph, then we will understand. You see, according to this approach, the actual return, that is yield accruing to the investors, is taken into consideration for measuring the cost of equity share capital. What happens here is, no, the past return that the investors had actually earned. Yield means it is the return that the investors are earning. Suppose you are a shareholder, you are investing some money in a company, then the earnings that you will accumulate, that you will accrue by investing your money, that is called yield. Okay, that is called yield, and that is also called the actual return. So in this approach, the return that you have already earned in the past years, that is considered, and that is calculated with the help of the rest of the three formula. Whatever information will be given, based on that, the earnings or the actual return will be calculated. Okay, then what? In other words, the cost of equity capital is computed on the basis of dividends paid in the past and the capital appreciation accrued on such investment of equity shares. So it will be computed based on the dividends that has actually been paid in the past years, and also the capital appreciation accrued on such investment of the equity shares. Whatever capital accumulation, this is again a mathematical formula that will be used in order to analyze the exact dividend or the exact cost of capital for this particular year. But this approach will only be applicable for the companies which are stable, okay, which are already working for long number of periods and whose dividends are stable. That means every year they are paying some amount of dividend, and which is stable. It is quite a stable company. It is an established company. It is working in the market for a long period of time, and that's why it is able to pay dividends in a constant rate to the shareholders. And also the growth rate, every year they are also increasing the dividend by a certain percentage. That rate is also a constant one. Say every year the company is giving 2% extra dividend on the past dividends. So the growth rate is also constant, and also the company is able to pay dividends to the shareholders every year. If this is so, then only this approach will be applicable. In other words, the past behavior is assumed to occur in future with a reasonable degree of certainty. If you can do so, which is very difficult, rarely followed in today's scenario where the market is quite dynamic, it can change at any moment of time. Even if the economy is running properly, situations like COVID-19 may occur. So again, the stability is quite a uncertain factor. Okay, so this method is not quite used in the practical scenario, so we will not learn any formula on this. The rest of the three formula you should consider, and this one you should keep in your mind, that if earnings per share is given and the growth rate is given, still you can use this formula. This is third formula, and use the growth factor to it. Understood? So any more or less we have learned four formula, but we have not learned any formula in the last approach, which is called realized yield approach. But short note can come from this part. So you should learn this paragraph, okay? You should learn this paragraph. Tomorrow we will cover up cost of retained earnings, and we will finish off the set of formula. After that, we will move on to the real problems. Okay? Any doubt you can ask till the time I take attendance. I can see Siddhant Gupta in the class. Are you there, Siddhant?
Yes, ma'am.
Suddenly, when did you wake up, or in which side did you wake up that you thought of attending classes today?
Ma'am, I'm attending class, ma'am.
From when? Till yesterday you were not there?
Ma'am, yesterday I was there.
You were there?
Yes, ma'am.
In first class?
Ma'am, no, ma'am. From second class.
Second class. Why? First class is what? Is you off for you? Especially for off for you?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, I tried to enter, but you didn't let me, ma'am.
You
I
were
was
late,
10 minutes
maybe.
late. Yes, ma'am. 10 minutes late.
Okay. So tomorrow onwards, I want to see in the first class also.
Okay, ma'am.
All of you, please unmute and respond. Abhijit, Abhishna, Anurag, Aryan,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ashish,
Yes, ma'am.
Ashmita,
Yes, ma'am.
Vivetsna,
Present, ma'am.
Devrupa,
Present, ma'am.
Harshita, Ishika Chaudhary, Ishika Agarwal, Kajal,
Present, ma'am.
Asak,
Present, ma'am.
Kushi, Prizan, Mahima, Mamta,
Yes, ma'am.
Muskan Prasad,
Yes, ma'am.
Muskan Gupta,
Yes, ma'am.
Namrata Dahal, Nidhi,
Present, ma'am.
Ritesh,
Present, ma'am.
Parnodeep. My God, who is laughing? Who is so happy? Pavan, Prashil, Pratiksha, Chetri, Pratiksha Giri, Priyanka,
Present, ma'am.
Pooja, Rahul, Rajat, Ramkrishna, Rohit Bansal, Rohit
Yes,
Pandey,
ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Sagar,
Yes, ma'am.
Salina, Kalini, Shruti,
Yes, ma'am.
Siddhant,
Yes, ma'am.
Saurav,
Present, ma'am.
Shobhit, Supriya,
Present,
Su-
ma'am.
Suraj, Swayam, Tanya.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Okay then, this is done. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow again, and you do let me know that do you want the northwest corner method to be explained again in QTM or not. Do let me know, okay, today itself. Otherwise, I'll move on to the next method tomorrow.